If you grew up in the 1970s, your childhood looked very different from the world we live in today. No smartphones, no constant notifications, no digital safety nets. And because of that, you likely developed traits that are becoming increasingly rare. Not louder, not flashier, but deeper. The 1970s were a time of transition. The world was changing, but not instantly. Life still happened at a human pace, and that shaped a generation in subtle, powerful ways. One of the rarest traits people from the 1970s often carry is emotional self-reliance. You learned early how to sit with your feelings. There was no algorithm to distract you, no endless entertainment to numb discomfort. Boredom wasn't a problem to solve. It was a state to endure. So you learned patience, imagination, inner dialogue, and that inner world stayed with you. Another trait is practical resilience. If something broke, you didn't replace it immediately. You fixed it. You adapted. You made do. This wasn't just about objects. It was about mindset. You learned that discomfort didn't mean danger. That struggle didn't mean failure. That time itself could solve many problems. People who grew up in the 1970s often have a high tolerance for uncertainty. The world didn't explain itself constantly. Information wasn't instant. Answers took time. And so you became comfortable not knowing everything right away. That's rare now. Today, uncertainty creates anxiety. Back then, it created curiosity. You also likely developed strong observational skills. Without screens to pull attention away, you watched people. You noticed tone, body language, silence. You learned social nuance not from content, but from presence. And that ability to read a room quietly is something no app can teach. Another overlooked trait is independence. Children of the 1970s often had more freedom and more responsibility. You navigated neighborhoods, solved conflicts on your own, learned boundaries through experience. That independence didn't always feel safe, but it built confidence. You learned to trust yourself. There's also a deep sense of grounded realism. You grew up before constant comparison, before curated lives, before the pressure to brand yourself. Success wasn't about visibility. It was about stability. And that shaped how you see value. You don't need constant validation to feel real. People from the 1970s also tend to have a quiet work ethic. Not performative, not announced. You show up. You do what needs to be done. And you don't always need recognition for it. Because effort was expected, not applauded. Another rare trait is emotional containment. You learned to process feelings internally before expressing them. That doesn't mean repression. It means reflection. You think before you speak. You weigh impact. In a world that rewards instant reaction, that restraint is powerful. You also likely value privacy more than most. Not secrecy, privacy. You understand that not everything needs to be shared, that some experiences gain meaning by staying personal. this wasn't taught. It was lived. And perhaps the most rare trait of all. You understand that life is not meant to be optimized constantly. Moments were allowed to be ordinary. Days were allowed to pass quietly. You learned to exist without documenting. And that creates a sense of wholeness many people today are still searching for. If you grew up in the 1970s, you didn't just experience a different decade. You were shaped by a different rhythm of life, one that valued patience over speed, depth over exposure, presence over performance. And those traits, though rarely talked about, are becoming more valuable with time. Because in a world that never slows down, those who learned how to live without constant noise carry a kind of wisdom the future desperately needs.